Hello everyone, this is Eugene Find It speaking. Yes, I am finally going to start my review show since my exam is over, and I know I've announced this about a month ago, and well, I guess it's about time I start this. Well, this is the first try on this sort of review show, so yeah, me myself hope that it goes well. Like I said, this review show is going to be based mainly on anime series. So that's what this video is about, as you can see from the title. And what better way to start off this review show than with one of my favorites of all time. And so now let's begin. Here it is, Cardcaptor Sakura. Let's get this started now. Cardcaptor Sakura is really like a childhood memory for me, because it was probably the first ever anime that got me very interested. To be honest, it wasn't the first anime series that I've watched, because before that, I've watched things like Pokemon and Digimon Adventure, because, come on, who hasn't heard of them, or even watched them, because they're just so famous. But they just didn't really interest me as much as Cardcaptor Sakura did. Unlike Digimon Adventure or Pokemon, Cardcaptor Sakura really isn't that famous. So, about how I managed to find the series is a bit of an uncertainty. Technically, up to that point, I was really watching only other forms of animation, aka cartoons. There are many features that make Cardcaptor Sakura an amazing series, but the one thing that really makes it stand out from the rest of the series of its time would have to be the character design. The characters of Cardcaptor Sakura, especially in the faces, are shaped more roundish in contrast to earlier anime, which for some reason have their faces shaped more like mangoes. But anyway, more importantly, detail has been given to the character design, especially the light and shading, up to the point where it can even outcompete some of the character designs of series in the 21st century. Apart from that, the animation quality is very much standard, but it definitely stands out for its time and can even be very impressive, especially during times involving the magic circles. The story starts off with the introduction of the main character, which is Kinomoto Sakura, who is just an average elementary school student. Along with her family, including her brother Toya, father Fujitaka, and mother Nedishiko, who has passed away, have been introduced as well. Later along the show, her best friend Daidoji Tomoyo, who somehow happens to be the first ultra-rich girl from anime that I know. One day, Sakura accidentally stumbles upon a mysterious book in her father's locker that contained a huge stack of cards. Upon reading out loud one of the cards, titled Windy, the other cards were scattered across town, and the guardian of the book, named Kiroberos, was awakened. Okay. Now at first you may argue that this is just another magical girl series with the stuffed toy looking partner providing the main character for one and assisting her as she takes responsibility in collecting the claw cards which she accidentally scattered across town. Okay, fair enough. But if there's one thing this series improves dramatically from many other series of its past would be the voice acting.
私、木之本さくら。それが今回の衣装ですの？今日あの人が来るのか。
Recently, I've seen several old anime series about magical girls whereby the characters end up sounding very monotonous or even retarded compared to the actual reaction that should be implied. Cardcaptor Sakura solves this problem tremendously, so you feel emotionally connected with the characters depending on the situation. Sakura's best friend Tomoyo plays an important part in the series because she is the main provider of Sakura's highly diversified set of battle clothing. Some other main characters of the series include Lee Shaoran, who came to Japan from China in pursuit of the claw cards, Tsukishiro Yukito, who is in fact Yue, another guardian of the claw cards that awakened once the cards were gathered, and finally Hiragizawa Ariel, who happens to be the reincarnation of Clawreed, the creator of the claw cards. By the way, I've always wondered why they decided to hide Ariel's face as the mysterious mage in Season 3 when they already showed his face at the beginning of the season. Kind of ruins the suspense, don't you think? Other important characters include Shaoran's cousin, Meilin, as well as Sakura's friends, Rika, Naoko, Chiharu, and Takashi, who is undoubtedly the comedy relief of the series. Now, the one thing that many people may critique the show for is that it is childish. And to an extent that's true with all the stuffed toys and tea parties and magic and stuff. But the stuffed toy partners are not in their true form. And by the way, I'm glad they came up with Kirobero's true form design because it looks awesome. And I have to disagree with the show being childish because there are times when the show can get really intense. Even though this series is not actually divided into seasons, I've used Wikipedia's guideline so that it's easier to categorize. Basically, each season is differentiated by a different set of songs. And speaking of songs, 6 theme songs for the opening and ending themes. Since I put in the first opening theme, you may think that it is my favorite of the lot. But in fact, it is actually my least favorite opening theme song, and as to go as far as to be beaten by my favorite ending theme. Just to clarify, even though I said it was my least favorite opening song, it doesn't mean that the song is bad. Oh no, the last 2 songs were that close to outcompeting each other. It's just that there are some other songs that are better. In fact, I really enjoy the top 5 songs of the series, so you could say that this series has a really good set. For a long time, my favorite song was the second opening song. But after a while, I have no doubt that the best song of the lot has to be Platinum by Sakamoto Maya. It's just so brilliantly orchestrated that it really touches me and gives me chills sort of every time the song starts to play. The series was already doing a very good job, but it was about to get even better with the 3rd season. At this point, Sakura had already collected all the claw cards, but still, there were other even more serious challenges that came about. It was here that showed true intelligence in countering these newfound challenges. At the same time, Shaoran had started to develop a crush for Sakura. Even though he failed so many times to confess to her, there was nothing more satisfying than when he finally managed to. In the end, Shaoran had to leave for China, but the two managed to meet at the airport. The ending came about with the 3rd opening song being played, and I have to say, it was one of the most touching things I have ever seen in anime. As far as I consider the show to be one of my favorites, it isn't perfect. It has some flaws, especially in leaving some unexplained mysteries, such as how did the father and brother of Sakura know about her situation? Why did Ariel go through such lengths just to make Sakura the new owner of the claw cards? And most importantly, how did the claw cards end up in the Kinomoto household in the first place? These things we may never know. The anime series Cardcaptor Sakura has just the right mix of comedy, romance, mystery, and just the casual daily life experiences to blend in with the main focus, which is the magical girl genre. And did I mention that Sakura's adorable screams have got to be the trademark of the series? I'm not going to mention anything about the dub version of the series because that would take ages. So maybe next time. Not that I would recommend the English dub version though. To tell you the truth, when the series ended, I was absolutely sad. And sick even. Because it was really depressing to see something I enjoyed so much come to an end. But as time went along, I managed to get back up again. Yay! In the end, I couldn't say anything less than the series as a whole was absolutely satisfying. And with that in mind, I could give the series no less than 9 out of 10 stars. And it's definitely one of my top 10 favorite anime series of all time, and would probably not move away from the top 10 anytime soon. As to whether I'll recommend this show? Of course! But it may not be highly recommended, mainly because the whole series is about 70 episodes long. Still, at least it's not as long as some longer series, if you know what I'm saying. And I know it is not going to suit everyone, but despite that, I would still recommend it to most people because it's really just a family-friendly series that doesn't contain any sort of sexual or violent references, so rest assured. Another magical girl series that I found really amazing recently would be Puella Magi Madoka Magica. And if you guys had the time, do check that one out as well. And that's all the time I have for now, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Now, even though this review show segment has only recently started, I'm afraid I might have to delay it a bit in making my next video because I have to get back to Malaysia to visit my relatives and stuff. Apparently my parents wanted me to go back and stuff, so yeah. But anyways, even though I'm back there, I might try my best to see whether if I can slot in some time to make a new video or stuff. And you know, I wouldn't want to keep this segment inactive for long. And guys, if you enjoyed this video, please share it with as many people as you can. And I'm excited to find out how many views this video gets. And also excited to see what comes about next. I've got many ideas coming out for my next videos and stuff. But in any case, I'll leave it at that for now. And do stay tuned to the next time of whatever I make. Until next time, bye!